So, as you know, Christopher Columbus sighted Jamaica in 1494. And by 1509, the Spanish colonies occupied the country. But because of this, during this time, every nation out there was looking for broadening out its influence and conquering other nations and occupy other colonies. So Great Britain got a whiff of this. But the website of Western Design talks about an option of why Great Britain fought the Spaniards for the Jamaican nation. And the reason is that they could stop Jamaicans from importing goods to Spain. And also another option was to stop the influence of Spain in the Caribbean areas. So so Great Britain sought control of Jamaica, but not until 1670, Spain gave up the fight for Jamaica and allowed Great Britain to have dominance over Jamaica. Which brings me on to my next point. And the main thing is, as you know, Jamaica achieved its independence on August 6, 1962. But what is not known by really any people, other than what we were taught in my school, is that slavery was abolished in 1834. And this marked the biggest movement for Jamaica towards their independence. And the main cause for this, for what really sparked this movement, was that the Slavery Act by the European nation on Jamaica, putting in prison people, riled up the people and caused revolts. And one of the biggest revolts that people recognize is the Jamaican Maroons. And Halsey City Bryce defines the Jamaican Maroons as the escaped slaves and their descendants. The revolts continued all the way through 1728, where Great Britain called for a truce and allowed the Maroons semi-alimony over their areas, which meant that the Jamaicans were allowed to have their native leader while also having supervision by Great Britain. So finally, this brings me on to my last point. And what did Jamaica do to gain its independence? So how most nations gain their independence? Through political means. So in 1930s and early 1940s, Jamaica saw a birth of two political parties, People National Party and Jamaica Labor Party. AlexanderBusman.com says that Jamaica Labor Party is the one who won the first election. And as in the first election, continuing on to 1958, Jamaica joined the Federation of Western Indies. Great Britain, of course, still had to supervise those areas. But because of fights and disagreements over national taxation, Jamaica decided to take away and retract from Great Britain's rule and become its own independent nation. So in conclusion, this is my storyline, how Jamaica gained its independence, what they did to spark the independence, and the background through the independence.